Live from the altar with G. Who's here with me? Knock, knock. Anybody here yet? As y'all know, while you get settled, I'm pinning the comment for you. Same rules apply, y'all, for my regulars. All right, we can see it. Yay. All right, let's get to it. Hey, PP. Thank you. You too. Okay, loves. It is coming up on our full moon in Pisces and partial lunar eclipse that we talked about. We've been talking about it for probably the last week, really talked about it yesterday. So, this coming Friday, the 28th, is the full moon in Pisces and partial lunar eclipse, although this reading is timeless. So, today we're going to go through all 12 zodiac signs to see what each sign can expect from this eclipse energy. Okay, so stay with me. You can find your sign, stay for your reading. And if another sign catches your attention, there's probably a reason for that too, of course. And you might want to watch at least your sun and moon signs. And if you don't know what they are, you should definitely hit me up and I can help you get your chart reading. Okay. And of course, we're still doing our charms, collective pull, and free live yes, no tarot as well. So let's get into it. Welcome back, my loves, and welcome if you're new here to the sanctuary. I'm glad you found your way here. So, again, today we're looking at what this full moon and partial lunar eclipse might be bringing up for each zodiac sign. Okay, we're going to go through all 12 of them. So, this is going to be fun. And as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always use your own discernment. Okay. You are your own best guide. I'm sharing the truth. It comes through me from spirit, and of course, my own lived experience as well. And just keep in mind no medical or legal. Okay. This is spiritual guidance. And if you're here with me live, don't forget to hit that like, double tap the screen, subscribe if you're new here, make sure your notifications are on so you know when I go live. All right. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. I don't know what y'all are sipping on, but feel free. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it tonight. So I have the same cards that we had up last night: our full moon, our lunar eclipse, because the moon is in Pisces and the sun is in Virgo. Okay, so let's get right into it, starting with Aries here. So Aries, you guys can see the card there. Fire sign, very fiery, right? Aries is number one, and I'm sure that they love that. So Aries, your message is about restoration, closure, and your inner world. This makes sense with the number one too, which is all about self. So something you've been carrying privately may finally be demanding your attention. You might realize you've been pouring energy into things that don't actually replenish you. So maybe ask yourself, what are you carrying that nobody else even knows about? What are you ready to put down, Aries? You might also find yourself needing more solitude, more alone time, rest, reflection, or even spiritual grounding, okay? Now, don't mistake pulling inward for failure to move forward. Sometimes retreat is preparation, okay? Isolation can bring elevation. We know this. So, your eclipse message is stop running long enough to hear yourself. Okay, again, that was for Aries. Next, we're going to go with Taurus. And Taurus is number 2 in the zodiac. Okay, balance, yin yang, partnership, relationships. Okay, So, Taurus, your eclipse energy, you can see the big bull horns here, okay, for our stubborn Taurus, is connected to friendships, community, networks, and the future that you're building. Okay, Taurus is a very future minded sign, and they are an earth sign, okay, so this is very common with earth signs as well. So, you might start seeing certain relationships differently around this time, Taurus. Who actually supports the person that you're becoming? Who only connects with the version of you that you used to be? You may find yourself releasing an old social dynamic, or maybe realizing you've outgrown a particular environment. So maybe you're not so much in the party club scene anymore. You're kind of getting more into your homebody phase, something like that. Okay. And this can also illuminate your dreams for the future. So you might suddenly realize the goal that you've been chasing isn't actually the goal you want anymore. So lots of change here for you, Taurus, but change for the better. So your eclipse message is your future requires room for the right people. Again, that was for Taurus. Then we're going to go into Gemini, number 3. So, of course, that's communication, collaboration, community. Gemini are all about connections and community. Confirmation for my fur baby. So, Gemini, this one is putting a spotlight on your career, your public life, achievement, and your definition of success. And considering our hustle conversations lately, I would definitely pay attention to this, Gemini. You might be questioning whether the path you're on actually belongs to you. So, are you building your dream right now, Gemini, or are you building the version of success you were taught to want? So this could bring career reevaluations, changes in direction, recognition, or some sort of realization that your definition of success needs to evolve somehow. So your eclipse message is success means very little if you have to abandon yourself to achieve it. So again, that was for Gemini. And I will be pinning this in the after the live is over in the comments so that you can jump to your sign. Okay. Confirmation for my fur baby again. Now we're going to go with Cancer, which is 4. Stability, foundation, protection, home. This makes sense for the Cancer sign, right? So, Cancer, your eclipse energy is expanding your perspective. So, this can bring questions around belief systems, spirituality, education, travel, personal philosophy, and what you believe is actually possible for your life. So, something you believed very strongly might be changing now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. So, don't look at it that way. Sometimes growth requires admitting, I don't believe that anymore. Been there. You may also feel pulled toward learning something new or exploring a completely different worldview. Okay, so some big change for you as well here, Cancer. So, your eclipse message is you are allowed to outgrow the beliefs that once kept you safe. Again, that was for Cancer. Next, we're going to talk about Leo. Look at the lion imagery here, another fire sign for us. So Leo, and Leo is number 5, so all about change and transformation, okay? So Leo, we're looking at shared resources, intimacy, trust, energetic attachments, and deeper emotional transformation. This can be a really big one for relationships for you right now, Leo. So, where are you overgiving? Where are you allowing someone too much access? Where are you carrying somebody else's emotional weight? This eclipse can illuminate power dynamics and attachments that need to be examined. We've been talking about this, right? Yesterday, I was telling you guys about the cord cutting, cleansing, all of that purging. So you might simply feel that something isn't sitting right with you anymore. Okay. Trust that awareness. Your eclipse message is not everything you're connected to is yours to carry. Again, that was for Leo. Next, we're going to go with Virgo. And it is coming up on our Virgo season. So that's why we've got Virgo sun here. Okay. So Virgo is 6, and this is all about stability, home, family foundation. Okay, also makes a lot of sense for the Virgo sign here. And Virgo is also an earth sign. So this eclipse is directly across from your sign, Virgo. So relationship energy is going to be big for you as well right now. Partnerships, romantic relationships, business relationships, close connections. You might suddenly see someone very differently, or you might see yourself differently within the relationship. So the question isn't simply who is this person, but who am I when I'm with this person? And this can illuminate unhealthy dynamics, maybe some idealization, projections, even unmet needs in relationships that have reached a turning point. Okay. So your eclipse messages: stop trying to make a relationship fit the version of you it hoped it would become. Confirmation from my fur babies. Again, that was for Virgo. So next we're going to get into Libra. Libra is 7 here, which many see as the luck and money sign, but it's also for spirituality, okay? Introspection, divine connection. Look at that pink hair for Libra and those big scales. So Libra, your eclipse energy is touching work, routines, responsibilities, and the way you manage your everyday life. This ties beautifully into our recent hustle discussion, okay? So, where have you normalized exhaustion? Where have you made being overwhelmed part of your identity? Where are you doing things simply because you've always done them? So, this is an opportunity, Libra, to rethink your routines, not necessarily to do more. Maybe it's doing less, maybe it's doing something differently. So, your eclipse message is: your daily life should support the life you want, not consume it. Again, that was for Libra. Okay, next we're going to get into Scorpio. Look at the colors on this one. 8. So, all about abundance, karma, okay, infinity symbol. So, Scorpio, this eclipse brings attention to your creativity, romance, pleasure, self expression, and the parts of yourself that want to be alive, to feel alive again. So, you might be releasing the belief that everything has to be productive. What do you do simply because you love it? What makes you feel playful? What makes you feel magnetic? What part of yourself have you silenced because it didn't seem practical? So, your eclipse message, Scorpio, is you don't have to monetize everything you love. Some things are allowed to exist just because they make you feel alive. That's a good message for everyone. But that one was for Scorpio. Okay, next we have our Saggies, Sagittarius. I'm not biased or anything, y'all. And Saggies are 9s, all about release, completion. And look at all of that fire, energy, bow and arrow, half man, half horse. So, Saggies, we're looking at home, family, roots, and your emotional foundation right now. This may bring old family patterns to the surface. You might realize that something you thought was simply part of your personality was actually something you learned. We've been talking about this, guys. You may also be redefining what home means to you. What does safety feel like? What does belonging feel like? What kind of environment allows you to actually be yourself? So, your eclipse message, Saggy, is you don't have to recreate the environment you came from. You get to create the environment you need. Again, that was for Sagittarius. All right, next we got our Capricorns, Cappies, Caps, number 10 for completion. Okay. So Capricorn, this eclipse, and Capricorn is also an earth sign, okay? And look at those huge horns, y'all, okay? So this eclipse is activating communication, learning, siblings, even your local environment, and the stories you tell yourself. Pay attention to your conversations right now, Capricorns. Pay attention to information that suddenly comes to light. Pay attention to something you've been thinking about repeatedly. There might be a realization here that changes how you understand a certain situation. You may need to release the idea that you always have to have the answer immediately. So your eclipse message, Capricorns, is you don't need the whole map to recognize the next step. That's another good one for everyone. But that one was for Capricorns. All right. And next we have Aquarius, the air sign that everyone thinks is a water sign. Okay, and Aquarius is 11, our one of our master numbers, the portal. Okay, so this eclipse is highlighting money, self-worth, values, and what you believe you're worth receiving. And this is bigger than just finances. Okay, Aquarius, what do I value? What do I tolerate? What do I accept? What do I believe I deserve? You might realize you've been undervaluing yourself in some area of your life. This could be financial, but it also could be relational, professional, or even energetic. So, your eclipse message, Aquarius, is your standards are part of your self worth. Again, that was for Aquarius. And last but not least, we have Pisces. I saved this one last since our full moon is going to be in Pisces this week. All right. And Pisces, again, is 12, which is 3. So similar to Gemini with communication, collaboration, mind, body, spirit connection. So Pisces, this is your full moon and partial eclipse. So you're probably feeling this one deeper than anyone else. This is about identity, emotional release, personal transformation, and becoming someone you haven't fully met yet. So something about the old version of you might be dissolving around this time. And that can feel really confusing because you're not necessarily becoming someone completely different. You're becoming more yourself. You might feel more sensitive, more intuitive, or emotionally aware around this time. Make sure you listen to that, Pisces. So your eclipse message is you don't have to carry an old version of yourself into a new chapter. Again, that was for Pisces. All right, y'all, that was all 12 signs. Now, and again, I will pin in the chat after the live is over the timestamp so you guys can go and check out your signs. And if you missed yours, feel free to watch the replay. I'm going to check in on the chat and see what's going on. Hey, Nick. Welcome. Very funny. No legal or medical advice here. Oh, good, PP. I'm glad. All right. So remember, guys, we're getting very close now. So if you've been feeling called to do more intentional spiritual work around the eclipse, I am going to be performing rituals and spell work this week, as I was saying yesterday. So cleansing, cord cutting, release work, clearing. And next week, I'm booking now for return to senders for next week. So if you're interested in that, let me know as well. Sanctuary444.com, or you can also email me. That's all on my bio on YouTube. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into our charms and then we will get into our Q&A, or our free yes, no polls. Oh, we got our evil eye again, you guys. Look at that. So we know that this is protection against jealousy, envy, warding off negative energies. And then we also got our translucent kind of shimmery bow. And then we got our red bow. 2 bows, you guys. Isn't that interesting? All right, so I know we've talked about the bows before. It's gift energy, okay? It can also be softness, beauty, being open to receive something that's being offered, a surprise coming in. And of course, the colors matter as well. So let's talk about the colors. Now, the red bow here, so this is red is associated mostly with Aries and Leo signs, okay? Passion, anger, sexuality, survival, action, confidence, and also with the root chakra, okay? And we're going to put this all together, so don't worry. And then having our iridescent one here is really special because this is transformation, multi-dimensional energy, illusions lifting, spiritual evolution. Can also be Fey energy, which is fun. Um, Kind of intuition deepening, maybe not everything as it first appears. So I'm getting that there's some sort of surprise, and this could be of a spiritual nature, but some sort of surprise coming in, maybe even a gift from spirit, okay? And a reminder here of our protection as well. Love it. All right, so we're gonna do our collective polls. I know we just did our zodiac ones, but we're gonna do a collective poll for this energy real quick. Remember, if you're just joining, feel free to say hey in the chat. Let me know where you're joining from, what your zodiac sign is, if that resonated with you. And don't forget to double tap the screen and hit the like button for me. We're doing a collective poll, and then we'll get right into your free yes, no live tarot question for the collective spirit. What's the collective energy around this eclipse spirit? Oh, okay. We got 10, the wheel. So 10 again is completion of cycles. She's got dice around her neck. She's balancing on a wheel, which does sound very dicey, right? Kind of a little sketchy, but she's doing a yoga pose, looking up. So this is definitely kind of making the best of things. And then we got the star card. Look at this. She's got a star on a string and she's looking up. And this is 17, which is 8, abundance, karma, okay? So yeah, kind of wishing upon a star here. So maybe someone's been feeling like things are dicey. Maybe they're kind of like her balancing on a wheel, kind of, a little sketchy, and you're wishing upon a star, okay? That might be the energy here. So maybe you're trying to call something in. Let's see what else comes up. What's this about, spirit? Oh, then we got 19, the sun. Okay. Which is also 10, but we'll reduce to 1 for self. So, yeah, then this is the sun card's all about joy. Look at that. She looks so happy dancing under the sun. So, yeah, this is coming in because look, we're wishing upon a star and then we get the sun card. The sun is a star, right? So, it comes in the end, all completion energy. This is perfect progression, you guys, going from barely balancing and making it, wishing upon a star, to completion and joy dancing under the sun. I absolutely love this reading for you guys. You have PP. Aw. All right. So we'll get into our free yes no questions. So we can start in the queue. I don't think we have anyone in there yet. So just remember, one free yes no question per person. It can be anything other than legal or medical. Okay. So whatever else you have on your mind, make sure it can genuinely be answered in a yes or no fashion. Okay. And we'll see what the cards say, maybe even the pendulum. And if you want to get deeper into your reading or ask additional questions, that's where the tip comes in. So my information is here and also pinned in the chat for your convenience. Should you keep wet pee pee? And I'll put you on our queue here. And sometimes we get a bunch of stragglers, so I like to keep notes so it's fair. All right, PP. Oh, my pen doesn't want to write. Oh, maybe someone's got some writer's block. Trying to sell PDFs. Okay. Let's ask the cards. Should PP the Capricorn continue to try to sell PDFs and ebooks, Spirit? You got Isis, which has a big scorpion on it. The scorpion has been big in the energy lately. Cast spells, protect, heal. Maybe protection spell is needed here over your digital work. Interesting. I understand, PP. All right, let's see if we can get a clear. We might have to ask the pendulum. Let's see if we can get a clearer. Oh, then you got spells and rituals. Bring magic and self care together. Yeah, something's going on here, PP. Two things regarding spells. And this one's even got a bathtub. You might need a cleanse. Let's ask the pendulum here. Should PP continue trying to sell PDFs and ebooks, Spirit? It's pointing towards check again. So what I'm getting here is check again after a cleanse. There's something blocking your energy here, PP. I did just say as I was writing, someone's got writer's block. This could be a creative block. It could be some sort of block on your digital products. So not necessarily a no that you should stop, but yeah, that makes sense. Well, let me know if you want to go deeper. Should probably keep out Pisces, Virgo, in case we talk about that again later. Yeah, let's see. Well, yeah, let me know if you want to go deeper. We can pull tarot on it if you want to do that, PP. You know how it goes. And again, you guys, you don't have to wait until Friday if you feel like this eclipse is bringing up something for you, bringing something to the surface. You can cleanse your space, clear energy, journal, set your intentions, do all of that ahead of time. Think about what you're ready to release. And again, if you would like spiritual work performed for you, I'm offering the cleansing, cord cutting, all that release work around this eclipse full moon energy. Okay. Hi, Lily. Welcome. Gotcha. Gotcha, PP. see. Lily, is Hamza the right man for Nor to marry? All right, let's see here. We'll pull Lily's real quick, PP, and we'll get into yours because I know you would have me do it that way anyway. Okay, so Lily, let's ask the cards. Is Hamza the right man for North to marry, Spirit? Oh, we had one flip over. Let's see what comes out. Okay, change is important, release the past. So that's a no because we got change is important. So there's someone else out there, Lily. And cool name Hamza, by the way, because I've never heard that as the name. I know the Hamza is the symbol, but yeah, and this being either, I mean, it looks like three women. It could be a three-headed woman. Yeah, it's a Kate, but and she's here with her wolf. Yeah, there's another party here, whether on your end or his, I don't know. But let me know if you want to go deeper with that. Hey, Kaja, welcome, welcome. How you feeling? All right, PB, let's go deeper on the ebooks and stuff. Let's see what comes out in tarot, and then I'll pull some maybe from the success deck for you. And I think I'm gonna need a clarifier for some reason. Let's see. For PP Spirit. Ooh, one came flying out. And of course, it's a pentacles because that's Earth, right? And look here, she's kind of standing on a mandala almost, or a pentacle, and then holding one that almost looks identical. And it's the Page of Pentacles, and you're asking about books. Yeah, so she's doing again this yoga pose here. This isn't far off from what we see here, right? With the wheel, the similar pose, okay? Um, and she's got on a hoodie. So there's something kind of overshadowing here the page, if that makes sense. Um, it's like a relaxed block. I don't know how to explain that any better than that, but let's see. Let's pull from the success deck for you, and then that's the spirit. I just saw a card that said there's a block, but it didn't fall out, PP. Travel for work? Interesting. What else? Career change. Oh, interesting because of your question there, PP. Money bowl, money spell. You need a money bowl and a money spell, PP. I do those if you need help. And look, your way to abundance is to follow your passion. What's your passion? That's the question you should be asking. Follow your passion. Yeah. So whether that's what you're currently doing or you're in need of a career change, but this is what came out here. Let's see if anything comes out from one of my decks. And if you're not sure what that is, ask. You might want to check out PP. I have I think I have it up for like $1.11, but it's on my sanctuary444.com. You may already have it. I don't know, PP. But it's the what next spirit ritual. And it's just like a daily ritual. Whenever you're unsure of something, it's just a few steps. And ooh, I almost dropped the whole deck. That's significant. Maybe you feel like you're about to lose everything, PP. Burn Sage came out. The spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love. Wow. And you also got It's Okay to Cry. You're holding a lot in, PP. Okay, this is a time of release. You don't want to go into this eclipse full moon energy with that. You need to release it, okay? So the spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love. Let go of the fear, accept the love, okay? And it's okay to cry. And you got Burn Sage along with all of the other cleansing stuff that came out about spells and rituals. So you're definitely in need of that, okay? Oh, and look what was on the top of the deck, PP. Stay alert, big news, 9/11, pay attention. Maybe something's coming up for you on September 11th, or maybe that's a date significant for you. But it says, stay alert, big news, pay attention. We're going to leave this right here. Catching up in the chat. Hi, Global, or Globe. Hi, Globe. I don't understand what you wrote there other than the date, if that was a question. Oh, good, Kaja. I'm so glad. Yes, definitely for your highest good. Sure, Kaja. Go ahead. It is interesting, isn't it, PP? You're welcome. Hi, Parva. Welcome, welcome. It is deep. All right, so we've got Kaja. So go ahead and send me your question. You said it was about your home. And then Parva. And then who was it that asked when I couldn't? Oh, and Globe, if you're able to translate that for me, I don't even know what language that was. I'm sorry. Will you change your home within 3 months? Okay. I think you said you wanted me to ask the pendulum. Sure. Okay. Parva was. Is your academic enough for success? Okay. All right. All right. So we got PP and Lily. Next, we're going to Kaja and then Parva. Okay. So Kaja, we're going to use the pendulum. So will Kaja change homes for the next 3 months, Spirit? It's going in circles. I'm getting that there's something still kind of pending with this. I don't know. Is this maybe legal? Yeah, now it's pointing towards no. Might be something legal or financial here that's still pending, but let me know if you want to go deeper. Okay, and then Parva, are your academics enough for success? Let's see what the cards say. Are Parva's academics enough for success, Spirit? New moon, fresh start, new beginnings. Yeah, they are Parva. It's enough for success. And funny because we're going into the full moon. This says new moon, but yeah, fresh start, new beginnings. And a good question is, what does success mean to you? Because that's different for everybody, right? So if you're just joining, feel free to say hey in the chat. We are doing our free yes no tarot right now. So everyone gets one free yes no question per person just to keep it fair. It can be on anything, whatever's on your mind, as long as it's not medical or legal. And it can genuinely be answered with yes or no. And then if you want to go deeper or ask additional questions, you can submit a tip either through Ko-Fi or Cash App. The info's on the card. It's also pinned in the chat for your convenience, so you can just click there, and then we will do that. Oh, that's crazy, PP. Harva. Oh, Iran. Welcome. Okay, Kaja, that makes sense. You're welcome. Hi, Aisha. Or Aisha, is it? I think I read that wrong. Aisha, welcome. Thank you for the sub. Is okay. I'll add you here. Is Morvaya obsessed highly with me? Okay, let's ask the cards. Harv, if you wanted to do another yes no question or another question in general, then you can just submit the tip and I can pull the cards for you. Everyone gets one free yes no question just to keep it fair. Okay, Aisha is, I think it was, I'm going to say Mauve to shorten it for me, obsessed with Aisha. No. And it also says sleep on it, but no. Mauve is not obsessed with Aisha. Which is a good thing. You don't want them obsessed. I know some of you would argue with me on that one, but truly obsessed you don't want. Let me know if any of you guys want to go deeper with that. You're welcome. Again, if you're just joining, we're doing our free yes no tarot. You can ask one free yes no question or submit tips for more, or for me to pull cards on deeper or follow-up questions. No medical or legal, otherwise you can answer, or you can answer. You can ask anything else that you want. Just make sure it is a yes no question, please. I kind of wanted to go over something too, because I I have gotten this question a few times, both in the live and outside of it. Two questions actually. One, why don't you just leave it all free? And two, um, why do you do any free? So it's kind of funny, the contrasting question, but I get both of them. Um, so for one, why do I do anything for free? One, it's my way of giving back. And I've also done that with hundreds of free videos on YouTube, by the way. But it's kind of my way of giving back, because it's all about reciprocity, right? Energy flow, giving and receiving. And the other way is that I also have to be open to receiving. And part of the spiritual work is kind of relying on your community, being willing to barter with your community, exchange services, exchange energy. And of course, we all deserve to be paid for our time and energy, right? So that's the other thing. And I try my best to keep everything affordable for you guys. But in case anyone was wondering that, I know I used to, before I got into really deeply doing the spiritual work, as my, I don't know, everything. I feel like it's encompassed in everything I do now. But before, I kind of had that misconception that anyone in spiritual business should only maybe accept donations and should never charge. And that was an incorrect, concept on my part that I used to have, and a lot of others I think still carry. That it's wrong to charge, and of course it's not, because it's your time and energy, and especially if you're not working, the traditional 9 to 5. If you're not doing, or even if you are, it doesn't matter. But for those of us who dedicate our lives to this, of course, we are also deserving of abundance, deserving of receiving things. So, um, yeah, I just wanted to state that. Hi, Chantel. Okay, I got you on the list, Chantel. Okay, let's ask the cards. Is Chantel's boyfriend hiding something, Spirit? I'm getting that you know the answer. True north, yeah. Stay true to yourself. Yes. Yeah, he's hiding something, and I think you already knew that, and that's why you asked. And I'm sorry that you even have to ask. And I hope it's nothing major, but let me know if you want to go deeper. Yeah, definitely stay true to yourself, Chantel. Take a sip of my coffee. I don't have an accent like that. I just like to randomly do accents because I'm a little weird like that, guys. Well, I guess depending on where you're from, maybe I do have an accent, but y'all can tell me. All right. If you are just joining, feel free to say hey in the chat. And we are doing our free yes no questions. So, again, everyone gets one free yes no question. Anything other than medical or legal, and make sure it can be answered with yes or no. And we're using both cards and the pendulum. And if you want to go deeper into the question beyond just a yes or no, then you can do that by submitting the tip through Ko-Fi or Cash App. The link is in the chat and also on my card here for your convenience. And again, your girl is not monetized quite yet. We are super close. I think as of this morning, we were only like 40, 45 subs away from hitting 1,000, you guys. So that's amazing. So please subscribe if you haven't yet. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss when I go live, because I haven't been scheduling lately. We are getting so close. The sanctuary is growing. Hi, Sunbeam. Cool handle. Thank you for the sub. Ooh, like number 11. Love it. We meet someone at the company. Ooh, interesting. Company dinner events. Those are usually fun. You're making me think of a story, Sunbeam. Story time. We'll ask your question first, though. When you meet someone at the company dinner event. All right, let's ask the cards, Sunbeam. Will Sunbeam meet someone at the company dinner event? Spirit. Oh, true north. This has been big in the collective lately. See the snake here pointing towards the compass. So stay true to yourself, true north. Um, I'm I'm getting that you may, whether this be romantic or not, but I'm guessing that you meant romantically. But just make sure to stay true to yourself, and maintain your boundaries and remember what it is that you really want. So whether or not they'll be the right someone is, I guess, the bigger question. Let me know if you want to go deeper with that. You're welcome, Sunbeam. Thank you, PP. You were reminding me of this once. I want to say it was a company Christmas party, which I've been to several of those over the years, and goodness, there was I have stories from all kinds of them, but you reminded me of one where I went to, and I was fairly new in the company, and so it's kind of like, everyone's letting loose and it's, a party, but at the same time, you're kind of the newbie. So, you don't want to, get too crazy. And so you're kind of, still, first impression type thing. And the like boss, the top boss, actually ended up getting completely plastered. And it was just hilarious because here you are concerned about your own image and that happens. So that's funny. I'll definitely come back and tell a story someday. Okay. That's good, Sunbeam. Yeah, it's good to keep an open mind. You have to come back and tell us if you met anybody and if there's any funny stories. All right, let me know if anyone wants to go deeper or if you have any other yes no questions if you haven't gone yet. Otherwise, we'll probably wrap up in a few and pull our affirmations. The name Jerry is coming to me. Well, Sunbeam, you let us know if you meet someone named Jerry. But this could also be, oh, now my diffuser went off. Yep, that's my cue. So I'm getting this might be a pass on loved one energy. Thank you, Sunbeam. I appreciate it. I have different pieces of artwork, and I've throughout the history of my channel I've changed it up a little bit, the scenery. I love this one because it's so colorful. And I would love to just have like all of it for you guys to see in one little corner, but it's like the view is small, so it's kind of hard to um but I tend to default towards the colorful if I have a choice. So and then with my lava lamp being colorful, my diffuser is too, even though you can't really see it on this view. But um, yeah, try to switch it up every so often. So thank you. I appreciate that. All right, guys, I'm going to start pulling affirmations. It's kind of a quiet Wednesday. I'm going to start pulling them, and as we usually end up having stragglers as I'm pulling affirmations, so we'll see how that goes. But oh my gosh, half the deck. Okay, let's reshuffle. So we'll see. Ooh, love it. Affirmation spirit. Ooh, they fell on the floor, you guys. So maybe someone hasn't kept up with their affirmation. Been dropping the ball. So one of these we got, I say to myself every day, well, actually, four of these I say to myself every day. So that's cool. And we got more. So we've got quite a few tonight. Hey, Jazzy. Cool handle. Welcome, welcome. Let me know if you have a yes no question. Everyone gets one free yes no question. And if you want to go deeper, then you can submit a tip and we will do that. We'll give Jazzy a minute in case she has a question. Otherwise, we'll go into our affirmation. All right, let's go ahead. Okay, so these are the ones that Spirit wants you to remember and start affirming, you guys. So I am creating a meaningful, fulfilling, and powerful life. My soul is aligned with the energy of love and compassion. I am healing. I am in tune. I am patient. And I am unstoppable. So make sure to affirm those with me, guys. Again, I'm creating a meaningful, fulfilling, and powerful life. My soul is aligned with the energy of love and compassion. I am healing. I am in tune. I am patient. And I am unstoppable. And once the live's over, guys, I will pin them so that you can go straight to your sun sign if you feel so called. But of course, feel free to watch all of it. So before you go think about your sign's message, guys, what part of it immediately really, made you think about something going on in your own life? And that first reaction is worth paying attention to. And between now and Friday, notice what keeps coming up for you: people, thoughts, dreams, conversations, patterns, maybe things you suddenly don't want anymore, things you're suddenly ready for. Sometimes the message isn't just one giant lightning bolt, right? Sometimes it's the same little nudge showing up 12 different ways until you finally freaking listen, right? Now, if today's live resonated with you, make sure to hit the like button before you go. Double tap the screen. Of course, if you're new, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. And don't forget, I'm going to be doing ritual and spell work around this eclipse. So if you're needing any of that, definitely check out the site, sanctuary444.com, or emailing me. Email me. I feel like I said that funny. And if you've been feeling like it's, time to clear something out, definitely follow your intuition, you guys, okay? Yes, affirm it. Thank you, PP. And I think that was it as far as announcement goes, guys. You know how to get in touch with me. Everything is included in my bio. Otherwise, tomorrow we will dive into what's tomorrow? Thursday. Yeah, I think we'll see what comes up and do our tarot. I don't have a specific theme in mind, but we'll talk a little bit more, see how you guys are feeling with the eclipse and everything. Friday will be our eclipse full moon live. So yeah. All right, guys, until next time, sending you light, love, and healing. And I hope this helped. Thank you.